Was that another stack on the old side?
Yeah, we're on 4 right now.
It was indeed, yeah, 4 stacks now.
Will he get more than that?
No. See it here, Boxy. Again, just catching from the tree line.
Into then another
Now
pick
bottom, they found Fudder, but Fudder has got backup. It's mind control. Gonna look to jump in to help out. Miracle's in with the Stone Gaze as they split Liquid up. Fudder tries to stand his ground with a life drain, but a final swashbuckle will kill him out.
Nice.
1 for 1 down on the bottom. Considering the state of the game, a trade that Enigma Galaxy won't mind. Bringing down Zai, he's been having a very good game so far. Miracle also able to make it out before the rest of Liquid turns up to look for him.
Yeah, a brief moment of disconnect from Liquid. You know, terribly getting stepped on the top side, Pango going quite deep. Allows Enigma to feel pretty okay. Trading off Zai for the partner.
Yeah.
If Miracle is continuing to farm up, once he gets Butterfly, that's going to probably be the go time for Enigma to truly group up and take the fight. So survive this Aegis, get the Butterfly on Medusa, and then look for the even game. Like Kuroki, ooh, nearly.
Good off with the bushwork there. May still have the kill though with the chase with the diffusal blade slow.
He is rather dead looking.
Miracle,
He's going in.
he's looking to go back at them here with the Skadi. Mind control jumps in with the Dragon Tail and the fire laid down onto his Dana. Will get the job done. Matu's turning up to the fight. Still has the Aegis for 2.5 minutes, so he feels pretty strong. And he'll put the meta. He's ready to go to work here onto Mind Control. Fudder trying to heal up and save the Dragon Knight with the Decrepify, but it won't work. Mind Control still burst. The catch onto Miracle. They're stepping over towards the Medusa. He has got Stone Gaze back up. So he'll pop it. Turns with the damage over towards side. They brought down the Necrophos. Miracle getting the kill.
What a punishment. You know, Zai going in for that quick sight and hope to explode the Deucer, but instant Stone Gaze turnaround and alright. And look at that gold right now.
He's getting up towards the Butterfly.
That's the scary part of the game, if you're Liquid. When you look at your Terrorblade and you're seeing Diffu, Yasha, Skadi, and then you're looking at Deucer whipping out a quick Butterfly, that might offset the matchup just for a brief portion of time.
Sure. Once that Butterfly's there, you feel that it would take some sort of serious mispositioning from Miracle to actually be able to kill him. Like he's going to be hard to deal with Manta, Skadi, and Butterfly, considering the heroes and the items that Liquid have.
Yeah, pretty much. It's going to be the diffusals are now somewhat mitigated, and it's on Liquid to set up the Scythe plus a really good Rolling Thunder and the kind of the execution style of heroes that they have.
Try and chase, but GH has got a couple of leaps to play with. That was his last. Shot down by Boxy. Miracle. Turn up with the snake thrown out. Over to the side, Kuro. Slowly chased by Matumba Man. They'll leave him, another stack for Zai.
Go away.
Into war's teeth.
Prepare for battle.
Good day to fight.
Good day top 5. وين الكوين بليد؟
To the enemy. Axe runs. Axe goes. Enemies need killing.
30 seconds to battle.
Axe charge, prove yourself. Axe, axe. To battle. Cut.
The battle begins.
Fight if you can.
كلار
Forward. Rest is for the dead. Cut and run. Show your worth. To battle. Into war's teeth. Axe is under attack. Soldier of fortune. Fight if you can. Axe brings the axe. To the enemy. None for you.
It's what the ancestors give me.
Not gonna happen.
Thank you man.
Rest is for the dead. Wet my blade.
I take it for granted.
علاش هكا الزب يا اخي سوري ولا بدلت سوري كي قعدت قبيليك انت؟
Prove yourself.
فاك
Here comes the axe.
You'd have eaten me if you
Enemies need killing. Axe trades in death. Taste my blade. Fight if you can. Forward. Attack! Axe is not ready. Good day to fight. Axe goes. To battle. Cut and run.
the fuck.
Forward. Axe attack. Axe is under attack.
شبيه هكا سوري الزب يا اخي عملت بالله عيط له اسمع يمين عملت لها سوري هاي بدات كونفيك ولا فازا
Into war's teeth.
اي كيف كان خاطر بالرسمي دخلت بعدي
Axe goes.
choice.
Rest is for the dead.
الزب هناك
Axe runs.
اوكي ماشي ما تصير
To the enemy. Good day to fight. My favorite customer. Enemies need killing. Prove yourself. To me. Into war's teeth. Here comes
Radiant's
the
turret
axe.
has been killed.
Cut and run! First blood! Show your right to place their trust in me. Axe run! Good day to fight.
What a wasted hour.
Forward. Enemies need killing. Rest is for the dead. Show to battle. Axe charges.
هيا
To the enemy. Axe goes. Coin of the realm. Good day to fight. To battle. Fight if you can. Axe run.
Your
Forward.
bottom tower is under attack.
Into war's teeth. Show your worth. Axe come on. Cut and run. Axe goes. Axe brings the axe.
You're not going anywhere.
Prove yourself. To the enemy. Rest is for the dead.
In death.
Enemies need killing. Fight it. To the enemy. Cut and run. Act. Forward. Enemies need killing. Vanguard. Axe goes. Good day to fight. Axe is under attack. Get some. Axe. Soldier of fortune. Rest is for the dead.
Your middle tower is under attack.
A slice of the action. Fight if you can. To battle. Wet my blade.
Denied.
You deserve nothing. Axe run.
Spibit.
Into war's teeth. Forward.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Axe grows. Axe kills you. Cut and run. To battle. To the enemy. Show your worth. Enemies need killing. Axe goes. Good day to fight. Rest is for the dead.
Link. Dag.
Axe runs. Axe charges. Axe goes. Prove your regeneration. Good day to fight. Enemies need kill and show your worth. Come, Axe is under attack. Into war's teeth.
Your top tower is under
Axe
attack.
attack.
السلام عليكم.
Fight if you
أو جميل.
نزبر امه.
Rest is for the dead. Cut and run.
Your bottom tower
To
is under
the
attack.
enemy. Axe trades in death.
Your middle tower is under attack.
To battle. Enemies need killing. Axe charges.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
To battle. Fight if you can. Into war's teeth.
Double damage.
Forward. Rest is for the dead.
You seen someone bleed out? In death.
Show your worth. Axe run.
بون برشا. برشا سبيريت.
Axe goes. Good day to fight. Cut and run. Into war's teeth. Axe takes your coin. Forward. To battle. Axe runs.
Dire's structures are
Axe
fortified.
goes.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Prove yourself, illusion. To the enemy.
Ça va Rami?
Tasteful. Axe will show you.
اه كيفنا هيك.
Show cut.
وشكون؟ برهومي تو سويت. شكون قلت لي بشير ولا شكون؟ ليه كي دخلت قلت لي هاو بشير ولا هاو شكون؟
انا ونملك بلجيكي.
بشيكي والله ما سمعتك. برهومي 29 436 713. دوري يا حبيبي.
Dire's courier has been killed. Dire's courier has been killed.
I don't want peace, I want problems.
Enemies need killing.
خلينا في يقعد يفرمي زكم وقحبة الاخر.
Prove yourself.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Cut to the fight if you
Your
can.
middle tower is under attack.
Axe rod. Rest is for the dead. Into wars, teach show your worth. Haste.
باهي باهي برشا. موت نايك بلادك. متش قهبة متش. باهي هذا لازم منه. ما لازم منه.
The enemy's top tower has been denied.
Axe goes.
Hidden even from the darkness.
Attack! Prove yourself! Enemies need killing!
شنو هي ذوما؟
Enemy's bottom tower has fallen. Your middle tower is under attack.
الزبي و
Your middle tower
ريكي في عاود يمشي يفرمي سي تحت فيتر هذا يزيد. ولا زكم حالة نتاع زبي.
radiant structures are fortified.
Axe
Your
return!
top tower
The
is
war
under
may
attack.
now continue! Good day to fight! Fight if you can! Attack! Axe is under attack! Prove yourself!
That
Your
coin.
middle tower is under attack.
Fight if you can! Cut and prove yourself! That's right! To the enemy! Enemies need killing! My favorite customer! Axe charges! Forward!
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Rest is for the dead!
Only the wary have fun.
Gold for
Your
steel!
bottom tower is under attack.
Axe goes! To battle! Axe! Axe! Axe brings the axe! Cut and run! Regeneration! Good day to fight. Show your worth. Into war's team.
Dire's structures are
Rest is
fortified.
for the dead. To the enemy!
Enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Into war's teeth. To battle! Cut and run! Blade mail! Enemies need killing! Need to fight!
Your top tower is under attack.
Get some! Black seas. Let's go! Forward! Fight if you can! Ha! You get nothing! Good day, sir! Into war's teeth! Rest is for the dead. Here comes the axe. Axe goes. Invisibility. To the enemy.
We slip into shadow.
Cut and run. Forward. Prove yourself. Good day to fight. To battle.
What else?
Enemies need killing. Axe charges. Axe run. Axe charges. Axe attacks. Axe is under attack.
Let's.
And what army? Like a match already dim and damp. Your mind snuffs out.
Hey.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower is under attack.
Axe lives to cut again. Axe runs. To battle. Into war's teeth. Rest is for the dead. Coin of the realm. Enemies need killing. Cut and run. Forward. Axe goes. To the enemy!
Your top tower is under attack.
Good day to fight.
Your top tower is under attack.
Axe go.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Forward.
Your top tower is under attack.
What?
Your top tower has
To
fallen.
battle.
باك ليش باك؟
To the enemy.
Your shrine has fallen to the radiant.
Immortality. Cut and run. Good day to fight. Killing spree. Enemies need killing. Axe. Feel the axe of axe.
فين
Axe
سيب
runs.
سيب روحك.
Axe charges. Into war's teeth.
دخلت كمان معناها
My best work.
كده تالي كم بقى بين
You cold deep guys are all the same. Don't you have a key?
ملا وحش مسيب برسمي سكير ملا وحش مسيب
Dire structures are fortified.
Back in action. Rest is for the dead. Axe runs. Regeneration. Rest is for the dead. Axe trades in death. Get some. Prove yourself. Axe rises. The soldiers to death.
يعني استنيته زي بشير عاود يحكي بالتالي بيمتزج
What a surprise. Death's bounty.
Axe is all the reinforcement this army needs.
ça j'aime beaucoup.
Cut and run. To the enemy.
Raise no hand at my
Your bottom
arrows
tower
will
is under
strike
attack.
true.
Axe go. Forward.
Your bottom tower has been denied.
Into war's teeth.
My training worked.
Axe charges. Enemies need killing. Fight if you can. To battle. Here, my hero dies.
كل شيء رزق بينا.
Winter.
Your top tower is under attack.
عجبتني الريزير مزب. ريزير هذا. سلام باكس.
The axe's edge is keen
ولا
again.
نبنزل. دوزيرو خاص.
Good day to fight.
It's
Into
time.
war's axe runs.
راديانس راديانس.
To battle. Axe cuts no more.
زب زب زبي.
Thank
باي. برسم يقلب ايش ريبيت.
a blunted axe is resharpened. Rest is for the dead. A slice of the action. Come to show your
كم مرة.
sharpened. Cold. To the enemy. Forward.
Vanish.
Haste. Enemies need killing. Take my blade. Wet my blade. Axe go.
The enemy's top tower is falling.
Good day to fight. Axe charges. Cut and run. Axe is under attack.
Radiant
comes
structures
the
are fortified.
ما فهمتش.
Slippery when dead.
Of course I underestimated you. Look at you.
You can't run. You're exposed to the elements.
لينك كبير.
It's for the dead.
Dire structures are fortified. The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Cut and run.
Stay silent.
Axe run.
امان امان الزبي من السوريين المبشله.
Axe goes. To the enemy. Good day to fight. Axe charges. Rest is for the dead. Attack! To battle! Into war's teeth. Good day to fight. Axe runs. Axe charges. Forward. To the enemy. Enemies need killing. Cut and run.
I'll put that money to
Take
good
off.
use.
Axe, axe.
We can't go as 2, we need to go as 5 or we're gonna die like last time.
For the dead. Show your worth. To battle.
Where are you guys?
Rest is for the dead.
Ricky is making his life.
Taste my blade. Fight if you can. To battle.
ولا الزب زبي.
And what?
انت شنو راب؟ يسري تم الديفونسيف كا وزبي اكثر معك ما نجمش.
البيجار مازال يفرمي ها ما يحبش يخش بشي يفرم.
Haste!
Well, I could have been invisible.
Roshan has fallen to the ring.
Immortality!
Refresh unleash maybe.
From the red mist, axe return! Cut and run! Axe charges! To the enemy! Regeneration! Axe run! Axe sharpen!
There are no so
Enemies need killing!
هذول مثل صغيرين طيور تقتل 5.
جاي عاد جاي يا سيب.
Good day to fight! Forward! To the enemy! You were out of your depth.
فارس المملقة. هذا الزب.
Axe cuts anew! Rest is for the
Your
dead.
middle tower is under attack.
Axe is under fight if you can.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack.
I didn't want to be seen like this.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Fuck you Axe.
is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen. Radiant structures are fortified. Your middle tower is under attack.
Axe charging. Going of the
Your
realm.
bottom tower is under attack.
Wet
Your
my
bottom
blade.
tower has fallen.
Into war's teeth. Enemies need
لا
killing.
فرنش سافا
Forward.
ها تريح مباشر وانا بيرت.
Axe goes. To the enemy. Axe rises in range. Good day to fight. Cut and run. Rest is for the dead. Arms for the dead. Axe charges. To battle. Axe runs. Prove yourself. Into war.
بس ايش سالفة دايما كثير.
Enemies need killing. Fight if you can. Axe charges.
They'll never see this
Good day to fight.
Take us.
Not yet. Cut and run.
It was your time.
Into war's teeth. Gold or steel? Enemies need killing. Axe run. To the enemy. To battle. Axe goes.
Dire structures are falling.
Axe charges. Axe is not ready. Axe goes. Axe runs. To battle.
Enemy's middle tower has fallen. Your top tower is under attack.
Enemies need killing.
The enemy's middle barrel has fallen. Your top tower is under attack.
Lets me offer my life again.
Cold wind blows. I just need you to know. This war's far from over.
The enemy's middle barracks has fallen. The enemy's top barracks has fallen.
I return to the lawful realm. Axe lives to cut again. To the enemy. Forward. Into war's teeth.
Hey.
Good day to fight. Black King Bar.
Radiant structures are fortified.
To battle.
Trace.
Axe is under attack.
Peter.
Bad intel?
Your middle tower is under attack. The enemy's top barracks has fallen. Your middle tower has fallen.
Babies. Babies. Hex. هيكس سبب تكير يزيد هيكس عندك هيكس اللي جا في الجيم ديك صفر نيكمو بيما ديري ربما بلا بركس عملت
Rest is for the dead. Takes off. Immortality to the enemy. Axe runs. Forward. A slice of the axe for the dead. Into war's teeth. Cut and run. Enemies need killing.
He's getting
I
waves.
trust everyone was out of sight.
Into war's teeth. Axe goes. Good day to fight. I'm open all night. Forward. To battle. Axe run. Axe attack. Fight it. To the enemy.
The Centurion
Reinforcements army need. Axe charges.
Dire's turret.
Enemies need killing.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Cut and run. Axe run.
Enemy's bottom barracks has fallen.
Axe charges.
Enemy's bottom barracks
5-year-old die.
GG. GG, ouais, ouais. Yes. Yes.
enemy's middle tower has fallen. The enemy's middle tower has fallen. Radiant
This day belongs to...
I think it's a...
Dommage. ما في تعط.
In this position, the fact that they did not say die against Team Secret, and they scrapped and scrapped and scrapped out that victory, and finally finished it off by being able to go through. So that is, I think, their biggest pro is the fact that they have some sort of like crazy desire to win, and even though they're worse than their opponents probably on paper, I did that on purpose. That I think that you know, they just like want it real bad. They're willing to do whatever it takes.
Yeah, you mentioned desire, and I think it's incredibly important to also highlight that Brame, this is not the squad that they qualified with for Division 1 to begin with, Sin. They grew as a team throughout these last 5 weeks quite immensely.
Yeah, it's always like hard to say how much of it can be attributed to player shifts and just, you know, better understanding across the team for the meta. Maybe the players are stepping up. You see a player like Thug is in the top 10 of the leaderboard, for example, in Europe. So, yeah, I think they're all just playing some of the best I've seen from all of their players, which is, you know, what it takes if you want to be competing at this level. That said, though, I do think today is going to be the big test for them because it may have worked out against Secret. Secret was probably a team you would say plays maybe a little bit slower, a little bit more conservatively. OG play fast, and they play hard in lanes, and that's the real challenge for Brame here is getting off on the right foot in the games even so they get a fighting chance in the mid game.
Absolutely. So you would say the attributes that are really going to carry Brame over the line if they do win against OG is their desire and their focus.
I mean, he's not wrong with that. How are you going to work 11 in?
I don't know. They have 11% chance to beat OG.
Whoa! All right, well, let's focus a little bit more on OG.
They're going to turn it up to 11.
Oh, there we go. That was much better.
That's better. But Cap was also not wrong because on paper, OG should take this as a victory. They have been looking really, really good, and we knew that they were good, but also over the last week or so, something changed, Cap. I feel like they just stepped it up in a way as well.
Yeah, they certainly did, and I think a lot of this matchup, the scariest thing for me is that Brame, they have been behind in the laning phase in so many of their games, and that they managed to just grind back a victory. I don't think you can do that against OG. I think OG is incredibly good at the laning phase when it comes to comparing to the rest of the Western European teams. I think they're absolutely one of the best. And if you give them that sort of lead, they will demolish you with it. And that is my biggest fear is that, like, I think Brame it's possible they could beat OG, but I think it's almost more likely that they just get 2-0'd in the first 20 minutes because their lanes just get stomped.
I think that is exactly, well, not exactly the words that Cinderin used in the green room, but he did say it was going to be a fairly one-sided affair.
That's my prediction for this. I would say 2-0 is clearly the most likely result, but I will say that if Brame managed to take a win, I think all of a sudden I mean, this is easy to say, right? If you get a win, you have a good chance of winning. Oh, what do you know? But okay, you know what? I'm going to say either 2-0 OG, I'm going to say 2-1 Brame. I think if Brame get a win, they're going to win the series, but I don't think that's the most likely thing to happen.
Yeah, if they could just figure out the laning phase problem, I think that gives them so much leeway.
Yeah, and when we talked to Taiga after their last win that they had against Gaming Gladiators, Taiga said that one of the bigger reasons as to why they won that series so convincingly was the prep that Chuvash did, and Misha as well, of course, for the draft, and they basically they won it already after the draft, right? And I'm wondering how much you can prepare for a team like Brame that has played a lot of different styles of Dota and has won in a lot of different types of ways, Cap.
Yeah, they have. My biggest concern is that, like, so many of the ways that they have won are not super meta. And, you know, that can be a strength, of course, but I do think you need to be able to play some of the meta. I think one of the biggest holes in Brame's lineup is actually Death Prophet. They just cannot seem to find a win with this hero. And I think it's an incredibly overpowered 5 position, but for whatever reason, this DPC, they just can't seem to be able to work that in. Meanwhile, OG, they're also going off meta, but they're going off meta in like a way that looks great, right? They can do all the great meta openers, but at the same time, they close it on some Amar hero that, like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, Underlord actually looks super good when he's playing it.
Would you say that this DPC, Brame can't seem to see the DP?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good way to be able to put that, Cinderin. Thank you.
Wow. Well, thank you guys both for your thoughts on this matchup. I'm very curious about the thoughts of 11 and BZM on this matchup as well.
Hello, I am BZM from OG.
Hello, I'm 11 from Team Brame and I play position 3.
Oh, it's
Spirit's going to be in from behind. They're going to try and go for the fast kill into the Gyrocopter. They keep him chain stun and he dies. Now they're going to be able to turn it into the Sand King and catch Zai as well, potentially, who breaks the linkage, does manage to get off his own burrow, but no epicenter. That's stopped by Thug. Goes through. Morphling does manage to finish off that kill with the last remnants of his BKB. He'll retreat.
OG is a very fun team when you play against them, you know? Whatever version of OG is there, it's always going to be a fun game.
Step forward. OG will jump back over him, and they'll pretty quickly get through that first life of the Wraith King. Ace has been spotted hiding behind the trees. They'll be able to catch him with the X-Mark Torrent combat. That's Ace gone, jump up to the high ground, and Mars immediately on top of Tofu.
Without the Vengeful Spirit, don't have enough aim.
Duraccio burns.
From what I've seen, I think they are pretty team-oriented, like a teamwork-oriented team.
Yeah, we can beat them, but we need to play like we play when we're not afraid. Like we play in scrims. That's all we need to do.
Yeah, if we don't underestimate them, I think we're gonna win. I think you just gotta have a really strong defense against this team.
How nice of them to reveal some of their strategies. Seems like it's pretty straightforward for both of the squads. On the side of Brame, just play like you're not afraid, like you're not afraid to lose, just play to win. Sounds good. And on the side of BZM, he definitely gives Brame the right level of respect and not underestimating your opponents. I think it's like across the board a good rule when it comes to Dota 2. So I think that OG and Brame are going to have their works cut out for them, because it seems like, I don't know, I get where you guys are coming from with the 2-0 likely. But Brame, the last two series that they played, they looked unstoppable, almost. They looked very...
I was about to say, game 1 and 1.5 of the Secret Series, they look pretty stoppable to me.
That's not the word I would have picked. They look very tenacious, I think.
Yes.
Is the word. And I find it interesting in the interview there from BZM that he says the way they want to approach the series against Brame is having a good defense. Because I actually think it's the offense that they're going to win on.
Yeah.
I think OG are going to try to come out guns blazing and not need to play defense. That should be the goal, in my opinion, for this team. But I think he's acknowledging the fact that if they do get to an even mid-game, Brame is one of those teams that's not afraid to take risks and make quick moves and, you know, use very aggressive smokes. I think it's something that Spartan has always been very adamant about, is playing aggressively. I think all of his teams ever are just, let's go, you know. It doesn't matter if we're 10K, 15K, 20K behind. Sometimes they're over-aggressive. Sometimes you get that comeback win off that. And yeah, that's definitely something. You got to be on your toes.
Yeah, I mean, if the leader is the heart of the team, your heart is always on the enemy side of the river. That's the way Spartan plays, you know?
I mean, didn't you also say in the interview, post-game interview that you had with him regarding Secret when he was playing his Clockwork, where he was not paying attention to his hero. He was just only looking, what is Focus doing? Is Focus backdooring yet? Is he getting that hit on the racks? And then you might die a couple of times because you're not looking at the right place. But we'll see what's going to happen this time around. Of course, the game in question was Game 2 of Secret, and Brame was quite the exciting ending to that one. And I'm hoping that we got a little bit of that fire in this series, as well as we have off-laner ban meta for the first two bans anyway. With the
البلاي هكاك المقابله البلاي هكا جست قدام هكا البيضة
It's one of my biggest concerns about them, because I feel like we have, as Dota's progressed, we've gone more and more into a metas where supports are more important. They're given more important of a role in the game, and you need to actually be powerful as a 4 position and even a 5 position. We've seen these like 5 position death prophets, like solo carries, you know, like that's what they're able to do. And Spartan, he plays so sacrificially that I feel like it's a bit of a concern to me.
Look at that, OG actually banned DP.
Yeah, that is interesting. The last time they really like it for Thug, but the thing is, they haven't played it with Spartan for the DPC, so maybe that's some scrim stuff, I don't know, but...
Has they played on 11? I feel like they've done that like one game and they lost or something.
They did.
It's Thug and 11, the 2 that they played it for the DPC. Before the DPC started, they were playing at 5 sometimes.
Overall, first pick Dragon Knight. I feel like OG is the kind of team that might just 1-2 Timbersaw into this and just enforce that lane matchup. I don't know if that's a little bit too early to do it, but something I was talking to SVG about the other day was that this Dragon Knight has gone up massively in stock. He's becoming a first phase pick, but we haven't really seen teams take too much advantage of his Achilles heel, which is he has like 5 lane matchups that are absolutely awful. Like Timbersaw, Razor, Venomancer. There's these lanes that just suck for this hero. And OG are masters of Timber, so this might be enough to inspire Amar to just go for it. I could see something like Timber Coddle, at least the Coddle +1. Coddle Tango is an option here as well. That's Razor. There it is. So immediate lane counter pick. This is a flex pick for OG. They can play both mid and safe lane. Amar actually even plays this hero as a 3. I don't know how much they've done in competitive, but Amar does play this hero.
He does.
So I would say among the offlaners in Tier 1, in Division 1 and EU, Amar is probably the one that has the most carry-esque player mentality. He also likes to play like carries in pubs. He'll play like Huskar as a carry, Razor. So
he talked about that in an interview once, right? That he said like he didn't really need to play offlaners, like plays carries and stuff like that. I think part of the strength of this Dragon Knight pick though is like some of the strength is what you pick behind it, right? Hoodwink, Techies, Skywrath Mage, like these 4 positions that do a lot of damage. And so I would be a little bit concerned opening with the Timber against that, knowing that there's going to be this high magic damage 4 position behind it. So I actually think I like the Razor a bit more.
Yeah, it might be less pigeonholed, I guess, in how it works. Obvious picks for Brame here, Mirana, Coddle are 2 of Desire's heroes that they've won games with. Both pair well with Dragon Knight. I think both heroes do pretty well against this matchup, so it's going to be the Coddle. No big surprise. Now, I want to say for Brame, I think every game I've seen him play Dragon Knight has actually been mid. I don't think they've been flexing this hero at all, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 11 has played it 1 game.
Not in the
But
DPC.
I think it's been Thug 2 or 3 games, and it's looked amazing for them in mid, but this is where that problem comes in. Thug has not lost the lane, and this game, if he's laning against Razor, you bet your ass he's gonna lose his lane.
And not just that, he's laning against BZM.
Yeah,
like,
it is not fun to play Dragon Knight against a good Razor. Even though mid lane has become a little bit better for the unfavorable matchups, Water Runes, Dragon Knight, you know, that can always get something with Breeze Fire. But we're talking a potential double or tripling up of CS if the Razor plays the lane perfectly. And that's something some of these young core players that OG have are really, really good at, is squeezing out those lane advantages as much as possible. So, I'm concerned for Brame about that. Let's see how they adjust. They will ban the Timber Soft safety, so will not be a possibility for more.
تعفسهم اخر سيريز في بالي لعبوا دانيامون.
I wonder if this is a clue as to I don't feel like Morph is particularly amazing against Razor and Hoodwink. It's okay against Razor, I guess. But it's not like one of those heroes you're just incredibly scared of.
Yeah, that is interesting. Like what TV? It's like the first one that
yeah,
comes
this
to mind.
Terrorblade is a possibility. That's probably the biggest one, and Terrorblade's also good against Dragon Knight, I would say. So perhaps.
I think either way, the biggest thing about OG for me when you're playing up against them is that, to be honest, BZM's just such a beast that I just assume you're going to lose mid. And then Amar is a player who you cannot give him a good laning phase, but he's also shown that like even when you beat him in the laning phase, it just seems to fuel him up. He just somehow manages to come back. I think
ربحوا السكرت كمان
super
كيسهل
important,
شوية.
basically.
وربحوا
And if
النجمة.
Brame want to be able to, we said they have a laning phase problem here. They need their side lanes to go well here.
Do you think there's a chance that Brame are baiting with this first pick Dragon Knight and that they're actually going to put it on 5 on Spartan? Because he does play some unusual 5s sometimes. He played the Clockwork. This is not like Clockwork by any means, but there are certain lanes that Dragon Knight 5 actually works pretty well with. One of the ones that comes to mind is a Carry Luna, which they do like to play. I think it fits really well in with their lineup as well. The Razor matchup's tough though, so you've got to find a way around that. I'm just, see that's my problem here, right? I'm already starting to think kind of far outside the box for them because I'm just that worried. I hope for them that they don't just end up defaulting to some standard stuff with Dragon Knight mid and he just gets rolled. That would be a concern.
Would be in concern for sure. We got a Viper ban out on the side of OG. What could that mean? And what kind of hero would Brame need a break against? That's what makes me think that.
PA is good against Coddle. I don't think PA is particularly good against Dragon Knight though.
Yeah, and I feel like that lane can be kind of annoying too. If that is going to be like a 3-4 combo.
It might also not be like specifically targeted for the heroes that they want. It's also just about comfort for Brame. I think Viper
Yeah, but
is.
they don't play Viper.
They don't play Viper at all.
They have not played Viper the entire DPC. Let's put it that way.
That's interesting because I do think of 11 as a player that would play Viper.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, he likes playing those sort of like lane dominant, like Master is one of his go-to heroes.
I've definitely seen him play it, just not in the DPC.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Huskar was definitely a potential pick here. I would say the hero is pretty good against Dragon Knight. The percentage-based damage of the ult hurts really badly, and if you're banning both, well, I guess specifically the Viper, I don't think the Morphling ban is like crucial if you're picking Huskar. I don't consider the hero a counter at all. Especially now that Huskar gets more magic resist when he gets lower, that helps even further against the Morph. But they will ban Terrorblade, which we were theorizing they might be going for themselves.
Instant abandon.
Oh.
Dragon Knight counterpick. We've seen other teams do this. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's a stable 5 in this patch. I've had the opinion that this hero was underappreciated in this tournament, but I think it's starting to pick up now that teams are starting to face these like very reliable point-click stun, sanking Dragon Knight that a lot of the teams are running.
A lot of the 4 positions it helps against too,
Yeah.
right? This Cuddle is super annoying with his blind and his solar thing, and then Hoodwink as well is like a really good 4 position right now, and Bad answers that hero really well.
Yeah.
And
You're
if the
also
game goes long enough, gets an axe.
And I think kind of the icing on the cake as well is I think Abaddon is actually one of the best 5s in lane against Caudle for just mitigating harassment, right? Like at the very least, if your carry keeps getting harassed, you can, in a meta that is very much about position 5 buys as many healing salves and tangos as needed in the safe lane, this hero, that's one of Caudle's strengths is that he can do insane economic damage in the lane, but Abaddon has that quote-unquote free tango all the time with Mist Coil, so you can help your carry quite a bit with mitigating that pressure. Chaos Knight?
Now that's an 11 hero.
Good hero against Razor, I think.
Yeah.
As far as meta off lanes go right now, one of the better ones against Razor in the game. The lane is tough, but they're probably expecting Razor to go mid.
You'd rather see it off lane than safe lane?
Depends on the rest of the draft. I think that's part of the strength of picking this hero here, is that you decide its quality based on what the lane matchups are going to end up being. But this looks pretty solid for CK games so far for me.
Brain, think.
Last time they had a CK
Brain.
off lane, they paired it up with
Brain.
Mirana. I think we got our answer as to whether that Dragon Knight could be position 5. Because you never know.
It could be mid-Chen.
No, Chen's Spartan hero. And,
oh.
Good eye too. And there's Underlord. We talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
Berham predicted.
I think it's a good plan B hero for OG when they don't get their Timber against the strength heroes. It's another, it's another tanky hero that does percentage-based damage against any hero. So both CK and Dragon Knight take a ton of damage from Firestorm. I guess he also does a decent job against Chen, right? You have the aura, you mitigate a lot of the damage, you can kill off the army decently well. And you also are a fairly reliable setup for Hoodwink, with or without Atos. It's generally pretty easy to get the root, and a lot of the times you will get the root on multiple heroes, and that can set up for a tree into Bushwhack follow-up from the Hoodwink. So.
Chaos Knight is also a very high base damage hero, and Underlord's attribute aura helps out
a lot.
You keep a pretty fast tempo with the new Dark Rift. We've seen, I think OG probably utilized this hero the best so far with his new ultimate, from what I've seen.
Yeah, there's also not many teams utilizing it in general, I guess. This is not a popular hero by any means. It does get played sometimes, but OG is definitely the #1 team that thinks about this hero. Maybe a little bit of a remnant from Seb. OG is... I feel like in the last year and a half, OG has been like the only team that's reliably picked Underlord. Like, I can't think of any other team that rates this hero like they do.
Yeah, certainly not in Western.
Yeah, at least, yeah, in Europe, that is. Yeah, definitely.
We had a game yesterday in lower division, I think, featured Underlord. They were doing some like ratting plays where they would use the Dark Rift into the like the side lane trees area.
Yeah, they had some cute plays. It was very fun to see. It's like, oh, I'll place this portal here to give you a chance to escape being ganked. It didn't work out, but it was nice to have that potential there that someone could potentially escape gank with just not being there physically.
All I know is I don't feel good about Chaos Knight just being a safe laner here. 11 plays Bloodseeker, but I think I would rather see it the other way around.
I think it's carry BS.
Yeah, I hope that's the case.
I think part of the logic for Brame here is that it's one of those carries that can just lane freely against Underlord. Underlord does damage over time, and you just heal it up with CS, so his harassment becomes negligible in that lane. You need to be a little bit careful with the Hoodwink combination, obviously. But the thing I'm concerned about for Brame here is that you're playing triple melee core. So I feel like there's heroes in the pool still for OG. It's a little bit hard for me when I can't see all the heroes in front of me that they could just pick. You have them here. That's very useful. Nobody will understand what that was. I was just given a piece of paper with every hero on.
Service.
Yeah, so Razor's obviously good against them, right? But so what heroes can they use? So they could put the Razor in the safe lane knowing they would get a Seeker or Dragon Knight matchup there, and then they can get another mid, or they could put the Razor mid and get a carry that does well against these melee heroes as well. Let me see what options they have. So if they were to put Razor safe lane, there was something like Shadow Fiend, which OG have played, but I don't feel like it's very popular right now.
They have some just normal spirit heroes available.
Yeah. Bristleback, probably not the best, but definitely has some decent matchups against these melee heroes. Is Tiny still in the pool? Tiny's still in.
Tiny is still
Got a
in.
lot of stuff to cleave on in this game. It could be
Necro mid.
Oh, Necrophos is also interesting. Yep.
A lot of options still in, and not a lot of time for a decision. They'll end up going for
It will be
the
a
Storm
Spirit.
Spirit.
Okay.
I mean, they've only got Dragon Knights done to be able to really catch him, so.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess the silver...
Oh, someone is hyped.
What's BZM doing?
I don't know.
That wasn't
Maybe that's his
BZM.
war cry.
Wasn't that BZM?
I thought it was
think that was
BZM.
Spartan.
I mean, I assumed with the screaming and yelling that it was either 11 or
Oh,
Spartan.
it was BZM.
I'm pretty sure that was
It looked
BZM.
like
I don't know what he's
BZM.
doing.
Yeah.
He's very happy with this Storm.
I mean, maybe
This is the best Storm Spirit game ever!
Woo! Maybe he watched Brame versus Secret, and he was like, the only way to combat Brame is to bring your own energy level.
He's
you know?
draining them. There's like a finite amount of energy in the world, and he's taking it away.
To be honest, production has been very active today with getting like clips like that and being able to work them in. That face right there, every time BZM gets a kill. Got him. I love to see it.
I thought you were going to say that clip was actually from 2 days ago, but they're just using it, and that was when they got a really important win, but he's really happy to play Storm. Yeah, so I guess I'll say the upside here for Brame is that probably Thug will get a better matchup than if he were against the Razor. But I think OG's call here is that they feel like this is such a good Storm game that it's worth it.
Oh, absolutely. I think great Storm game. The Razor's pretty free. I'm really concerned about Brame just losing 2 out of 3 of their lanes at least, and Coddle Chen just not having a place in the game as a result of their cores losing their lanes.
Yeah, the cores need to be active so the supports can find a place to play.
Yep.
All right, well, we have a little bit of a switch up on the caster desk, so let's get ready for game number 1 together with SVG and BCOP.
Thank you, Shiver. Indeed, OG versus Brame. The unstoppable force meets the immovable object, and I am here with BCOP. Welcome to Europe, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm on Europe time now. I've come from China time into Europe time, and I'm just time traveling. I'm ready for the next Doctor Strange movie.
From the China meta to the Europe meta, it does probably look a little strange.
It's completely different. No Underlords, no CKs. There hasn't been a Bloodseeker in a while. I don't even know who these heroes are.
Well, to give you some credit, some of these are also strange for Europe for a lot of these other teams. I think OG is one of the only teams that picks up this Underlord as consistently on Amar, and he knows how to play this hero. I'll give him that.
30 seconds.
I have not seen this hero at all. The CK, I think, maybe snuck into one China game. DK's been pretty popular, but I love jumping into a different meta. It is really crazy to see just the stark differences between the 2 regions, especially when you've got solid picks in each region just showing up time after time. But OG, I know they're definitely not the we pick the norm kind of team.
I would tend to agree. They're very much gonna pick in their comfort zone, the heroes they're confident with going into a game like this. And honestly, when I saw this Underlord pick, it is a very Amar specific hero, but this was also just felt like playing into the hands of this type of hero. Brame loves to do these group up push lineups. CK, Bloodseeker, Dragon Knight, Chen, even the Coddle. This is Brame's going back to their textbook kind of, we want to run at you, and that's where Underlord excels. This hero's hard to run into in the early mid game.
It's going to be interesting to see if they can pull off the running U lineup, if they can, I feel like maybe even pull a little bit of that SEA aggression. If we're going to start mixing up the regions here, SEA aggression, run at them all the time. Don't give them an ounce of breath to air or to breathe, and see what they can do with this one. But it's up top. I think it's going to be interesting with the Underlord. I'm still interested to see how this hero plays out in lane, but we've seen a lot of hoodwink in China, and for me at least, I think Bushwhack's AoE is honestly so big and ridiculous that this hero maybe could use a little bit of a nerf.
It is scary good. I feel like this hero's going to become first phase going to that major unless people figure him out more. And Taiga definitely being able to put this hero to good use. It's interesting that Amar went for this Atrophy or level 1 up top, since that was the lane we were looking at. It's kind of unusual in a lot of these Underlord lanes. Traditionally, you just play for this lane shove with the Firestorm, but he's pretty confident they're going to be able to get the lane back versus Chen. And even bottom, the early links coming out, it's kind of the opposite down bottom. They're pushing this lane in, playing for the pulls versus a Coddle, which doesn't happen every time. So it's just some of OG's early lane setup in their prowess. I feel like they're getting what they want in both of these side lanes already.
Oh, now against the lineup that just wants to run at you like brain, what's the counterplay have to be from them? What can they not allow OG to do?
I'd say get off to a good start, but it might already be a little late for that. Winning lanes is always the best idea in these push lineups to get the timing, but the upside is their ball is going to be really strong. So what you don't want to have happen is OG gets in a situation where they can punish you for the group up. And that's where if Amar gets off to a really good head start, he can start, whacking your tier 1 with this Abaddon potentially. Then those group ups are going to be punished pretty hard. As well as this Storm. Traditionally, Storm is not a hero who excels when he gets 5-man on with stunning cores, but again, if the early game goes this well for him, you might be able to combat those early rotations.
We saw a Storm in China earlier. It just went 3 straight null talismans, and hold that thought. Spartan getting a little bit low, and Taiga trying to play that aggression with the hoodwink, but neither one will fall. Is that the Europe plan as well? 3 null talismans, build from there on the Storm Spirit?
I think it's definitely 2 to 3 range, basically into early Kaya potentially, or just fast BKB, tread triple null BKB some games we've seen. But this was a last pick Storm, and he really only has to think about this Dragon Knight stun. The Chaos Bolt, I would say, is more reliable in terms of dodging it. So his job is, find the Chen, find the Coddle. Even this Bloodseeker matchup's super good for him. This is a game Storm's going to scale like a beast.
Yeah, given that loud scream ready to go as that Storm came out.
Trying to outmatch Spartan there. The mind games.
There really is just a finite amount of energy allowed on the planet at one time, as proven by Goku taking it all in Dragon Ball Z. BZM's trying to do the same. If you're OG fans, you're putting your hands up right now and saying, take my energy. Match their energy.